18 huge Coronation Street spoilers for next week. Next week on Coronation Street, Emma faces a life-changing decision after discovering the truth about Curtis. Elsewhere, Zidane gets a blast from the past as his estranged wife arrives, while Daniel and Summer continue to face the consequences of Max's allegations. Here's a full collection of 18 big moments coming up. 1. Emma discovers that Curtis is lying. Emma babysits Hope and Ruby for Tyrone, but panics when Ruby swallows one of Curtis' pills. Knowing how strong they must be, Emma rushes Ruby to A&E. At the hospital, Emma explains to the doctor that Curtis takes medication for a heart condition. The doctor dismisses this, insisting that the pills are only vitamins and Ruby will be fine. 2. Emma demands an explanation. When Emma returns to the flat, she assures Tyrone that Ruby's scare was merely a false alarm. Curtis then returns home and Emma confronts him with the pillbox, demanding to know why he's lying to her. Curtis is taken aback and struggles to give Emma the answers she needs. 3. Curtis' father has a decision to make. After being unable to get anywhere with Curtis, Emma approaches Dr. Handley and asks to know the truth about her fiancé's condition. Dr. Handley is unable to give anything away for confidentiality reasons. Emma tries a different tactic by calling Curtis' father, who she still believes is his stepdad. When pushed over Curtis' supposed heart condition, will Neville tell Emma the truth? 4. Curtis finally confesses all. Realizing that he can't keep lying, Curtis eventually tells Emma that he doesn't have a terminal heart condition. He explains that he started feigning illness years ago when his parents were getting divorced. Once he started, he couldn't stop. Emma is unable to accept this and tells Curtis to pack his bags. Later, Emma is about to confide in Steve. Before she gets a chance, Steve explains that Curtis raised £4,000 for Oliver's fund, taking the charity money to the £100,000 target. Emma is left with food for thought, wondering whether Curtis deserves a second chance. 5. Emma joins Curtis at his appointment. Curtis seems committed to finally seeking help for his factitious disorder, so Emma accompanies him to an appointment with a psychologist. She feels overwhelmed as Curtis explains the extent of his lies, but he promises that their wedding tomorrow could be the best day of their lives. Later, Emma confides in Amy about her dilemma. Amy insists that Emma can't marry Curtis and should tell the rest of the family the truth as soon as possible. 6. Steve makes a decision that could come back to haunt him. Steve remains totally in the dark over Curtis' lies and continues to bond with him over the fund money. While drunk, Steve hands Curtis his bank card and PIN, asking him to transfer the £100,000 fundraising money to Oliver's charity account. As Curtis opens his laptop at home and takes out Steve's bank card, is he about to do the wrong thing? 7. Daniel's reputation is in tatters. Summer tries to apologize to Daniel following Max's mistaken allegations. Daniel insists that he's not allowed to talk to her anymore, which leaves her devastated. Later at school, Summer feels terrible for Daniel when someone writes the word pedo on his classroom board. Daniel flees from the room, clearly upset. 8. Summer struggles with body image issues. Summer continues to be deeply affected by recent events as she looks at photos of Daisy, now aware that the Rover's barmaid was briefly Daniel's girlfriend. Summer compares herself to Daisy and feels frumpy. Later, Billy takes Summer to the bistro to cheer her up, but she feels guilty after eating a burger. It seems that the teen could now be developing issues with body image and food. 9. Zidane's ex-wife arrives. Zidane tries to focus on redecorating Speed Dahl, but he faces another surprising turn of events when his estranged wife Mariam arrives in town. Mariam wants an explanation after the recent dramas involving her father and the Nazir family. Zidane convinces her that Hashim started the Speed Dahl fire as an act of revenge. Mariam reveals that she needs Zidane's help, and when he comes through for her, she admits that she doesn't hate him anymore. Could there still be hope for their future when Mariam says that Zidane is still the decent man she married? 10. Adam and Sarah face more tensions. Sarah starts to become unsettled over Adam's reputation as a ladies' man and quizzes him on how many women he has slept with. Things get worse when Sarah introduces newcomer Lydia, who's the PA of an underworld client, to Adam, only to find out that they already know each other. Lydia explains that she had a relationship with Adam when they were at university. Adam confirms that it was years ago and he can't really remember it, but this vague explanation doesn't do much to reassure Sarah. 11. Sally undermines Maria. Sally has a press interview booked to discuss her latest political ambitions. She flatters Maria by asking her to come along, pointing out that she could say a few words about her clean air campaign. Maria is pleased, but the atmosphere turns tense when Sally belittles the campaign in front of the journalist and paints herself as a genuine game changer in comparison. Gary suggests to Maria that it's time to teach Sally a lesson by standing against her in the election. 12. Maria causes problems for Sally. As Sally prepares for a public Q&A session over her campaign, Maria delivers the bad news that Shush is no longer supporting her and will be running for council herself. Sally warns Maria that she doesn't have enough experience, but Maria insists that her integrity is a lot more important. Later, as Sally's Q&A session begins, Maria makes things personal by bringing up the fact that Sally was imprisoned when she was the local mayor. Sally is furious and decides to find a way to turn the tables on Maria. 13. James refuses to support Maria. Maria hits the ground running by seeking some VIP support for her efforts. She asks local footballer James whether he'd be prepared to back her election campaign, but he says that Weatherfield County players have been warned not to get involved with political campaigns which relate to local development projects. Maria and Phil become suspicious. 14. Audrey has another car accident. Audrey arrives at the Platt house in a neck brace after another car accident. Audrey still seems to be in denial over her deteriorating eyesight, but she eventually admits to Gail that she needs to book an appointment with the optician. As Audrey expresses fears over losing her independence, will Gail provide any reassurance? 15. Yasmin is reminded of Jeff. Kelly has to come clean over how she has been letting Stu sleep in the barbers. She agrees to look into hostels for him instead, but Yasmin has another idea when she overhears. Stu is grateful when Yasmin offers him a room at her place, but he makes a joke about his high cleaning standards. As this is an obvious mirror to her ordeal with abusive Jeff and his obsession with cleaning, how will Yasmin react? 16. George asks for Gail's help. George is determined to give Eileen the perfect Christmas present, but HES in need of some inspiration. George decides to ask Gail for help, but could this be asking for trouble after the long history of animosity between Gail and Eileen? 17. Sarah has a risky idea. Ken is dismayed when Adam reveals that he and Sarah have decided to spend Christmas by themselves this year. Gail also explains that Audrey will be temporarily moving into the Platt house after being diagnosed with cataracts. Sarah changes her plans by suggesting a joint Christmas celebration for the Platts and the Barlows, to avoid offending anyone. Might this be a recipe for disaster after the recent tensions between the two families? 18. Kevin fears more trouble. Kevin and Abby return from their honeymoon, and it seems only a matter of time before they bump into Kelly. Kelly is now living at number 7 and working at the Barbers, so Kevin dreads the moment that Abby crosses paths with her again. Will they ever be able to coexist on the same street after Seb's murder?